Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I had CA Final Set B SPM exam and I cleared with 66 marks. So I thought I'll come up with a short video on how was the exam and how to clear it. So without much ado, let's get started. I'll share my screen. I would divide my discussion into three parts. The first one is level of exam. Talking about the level, the exam was somewhere between average to above average because the practical questions were somewhere on the tougher side and theory was quite manageable. Uh, Talking about the split of exam, practicals were somewhere between 30 to 36 marks as I recollect, and the balance 64 marks was from theory part. Uh, the source of the questions were predominantly from module itself. From the practical front, it was from illustrations, either illustrations or the test your knowledge questions, barring two questions, one from standard costing and one from JIT, just-in-time question. These two were a bit new in terms of adjustments. Balance other questions were, thoroughly from module. The theory was, from module concept plus BOS MCQs. Although any case study did not repeat from MCQ, but the concepts covered were pretty much similar with the BOS MCQs. And luckily for me, ABC analysis worked out because most of the questions that were asked were from A category chapters. But again, this ABC might not work because questions are completely random. So please refer my previous video once wherein I have tried to explain the ABC categories. I will also add the link of previous video in this description. The next topic is exam pattern and the important areas to focus. On the practical front, as I recollect, I've jotted down the questions that were based on the following topics. The first one was on JIT versus traditional costing. As I told, this was a new question. The question basically wanted you to calculate the net savings or incremental cost due to the adoption of this JIT technology. Basically, the company is following traditional costing now, and there are cost details as follows. And if you adopt the JIT costing, there would be some revised cost. So you have to calculate the incremental cost or savings as the case may be, and then comment on the viability of the project. The next question was on standard costing, where this was a reverse working question where they had given the variance, sales volume and sales margin variance was given. And the reasons for variances were also given. So you had to reverse calculate to get the budgeted figures. So this was sort of a new question. This was not covered in module as far as I remember. The next question was on transfer pricing. There were two small questions, 4 marks each. One was on basic minimal transfer pricing calculation, and the second was on the international transfer pricing. This was a module question that was from illustrations. So this was quite manageable. The first two were a bit technical, but the next question, this transfer pricing was quite manageable. The next question was on cost of quality, wherein they had given 4 to 5 costs, and you had to classify them as appraisal cost or the preventive cost. The next one is Altman Z-score. There was one question on this. That too, they had given the formulae, they had given the coefficients. You just had to apply them and get the Z-score. Unfortunately, I expected more questions from this, but there was only one question nonetheless. This helped because the formula was also given. The next question was on life cycle costing. This was a bit of copy-paste question from module. Test your knowledge, question number 3, page number 4.59. This was a 6-marker question. So in all these questions were thoroughly from module itself, barring 1 or 2 questions. So if you just glance to the illustrations and test your knowledge questions, we will be in a comfortable position to tackle the practical part. Now coming to the theory front, as far as I remember, I've jotted down these points. The first question was on performance pyramid, wherein there was a big 12-mark case study. I was not prepared for this though. I had to guess many of the questions under this case study. And the next question was Porter's 5 forces model, very, very important. I think even my friends have got multiple questions on Porter's 5 forces model. Also, just to interrupt this flow, there was one friend, who wrote exam alongside me. He also concurred that somewhere around 35 to 40 marks was on the practical front, balance was theory. So you can anywhere assume between 30 to 40 would be the practical weightage, the rest being theory. So continuing with this theory part, The next question was on performance reports. This was a new chapter added, and it had 4 marker theory, wherein it was a very, very basic sort of a thing, advantages, performance report, etc. The next point was on business models, wherein there was a case study given, and you had to identify whether it was on-demand model, premium model, freemium model, etc. The next question was on balance scorecard, where they had given a case study, and you had to identify which component it belongs to. The next question is interesting, wherein they had given 4 products, and they had given the respective taglines. Basis that, you had to identify which was the cost differentiating product and which was the product differentiator. The next question was on blockchain technology. They had given a big case study, and you had to analyze what was the advantage and why is blockchain required, something like that. And the other parts are not able to recall at this point of time, but majorly it was from the prime category A and B chapters itself. Coming to the last segment of the video, that is preparation. For this segment, kindly refer my last video, that is a detailed preparation strategy for in-depth understanding. So here I would just give a broader picture of the preparations. For practicals, kindly refer Atul sir's concept revision, #1, and #2, please solve all module questions, that is illustrations plus test your knowledge. And there are some questions in BOS which are not there in module, so that is an added advantage, because there are some additional questions. You can prefer that as well. On the theory front, read theory from module, because now that theory has somewhere around 60 to 65 marks weightage, it's very important to study from module itself, because ICI is asking questions randomly from all chapters. So it's better advised that you refer the module itself for theory. Also, please refer my previous video, that is SCPM preparation strategy, for detailed understanding of SCPM preparations. I would pin the same in the description. Also, please join my Telegram channel for all the chapter-wise notes. I have given the practical chapter-wise notes in terms of all practical formulas, etc. That would be available on my Telegram channel. The link for the same is also given in description section. Kindly subscribe to my channel for more of such content. Thank you so much. All the very best.